Good morning, good morning, good morning. Can you see the steam? Also, look how red my nose is. That is because it's freezing. It's so cold here. Last night I had my hoodie on all night, like this, and I'm curled up in this ball, literally just trying to get small to contain as much heat as I could. On my blow-up mattress, I've got a blanket on top of the blow-up mattress, and then I've got a flannelette sheet, a winter sheet, and then on top of that I've got a really nice soft kilt, like, I don't know what it is, but it's warm and it's soft and it's cozy. And then that's where I sleep, so that's just the underlayer, and then I've got a double sleeping bag, a thermal sleeping bag on top. And I could feel the cold air coming through the bottom, which is why I couldn't get warm. I was fucking so cold. Ooh, and I kept waking up to like check the time, because I just couldn't wait for it to be like 5 or 5:30 a.m. You know, some reasonable, acceptable time to actually wake up and go and have a shower. And I got up at 3:30. I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna sleep for 2 hours and shit. Anyway, I'm not complaining, seriously. But I wanted to show you. This morning, I've run out of slow cook. I forgot to defrost my shepherd's pie. So it's actually the first, I know I've cooked a couple of times, but this is one of the first meals that I've cooked that I've had to prepare. So I wanted to show you, it's already cooked. But anyway, got some eggs and some sauteed vegetables. Just bring those from home. And my chopping board. Piece of cardboard. So that's how I have prepared my breakfast this morning. True site style. This isn't for the faint-hearted, but honestly, it's actually really fun. I love it. It's fucking dirty and dusty. And I didn't get a chance to clean up last night, so I literally slept in a real construction zone, but such is life. No hands. Let's go. You see what I mean? You see what it's like being a builder? This shit ain't easy, man. Just making my way down to our other property, which is literally just a 200-meter walk down the road. When we stumped the house, this is a project that we're going to be coming on to later, once we finish the current project that we're on, but we moved 2 houses on the same street. There is a bit of a pond there, and this was actually in a flood zone. So part of building in a flood zone is it has to be 300 millimeters above fine flood level for your minimum habitable floor areas. So he had a surveyor come out, and he actually put I asked him to put the datums, the finished floor level, the flood level, and just an RL, a reduced level for us, so we could work out the heights to stump the house. Anyway, what was drawn up with the architect, they use online mapping for getting the contours of the land, and sometimes the land is not the contours don't reflect the true heights that are shown in the online mapping. So when we stumped it, it actually ended up being about 400 or 500 higher to get us out of the flood zone than what was specified or required. I've had to go back to the engineer, and he's asked me to take some heights of the corners. each corner of the house to determine how high up it is to the ground, and then they're going to recalculate the cross bracing, which we will get back to at some point and do the cross bracing for this. And then once we are done with the renovation on the other house, we'll be dropping back to here working on this project. Yeah, this one's going to be a fun one. There's a lot of work, a lot of groundworks that have to happen, and lots of landscaping and lots of water redirecting so that the block doesn't flood, and we can redirect the water into the pond over there. But this place is going to come up. It's going to be a beautiful house. It's going to come up really nice. It's got some beautiful features, and I'm really looking forward to doing this one. I'll take you for a quick little look at the pond. So there's the beautiful pond, and we're going to have the same as the other place. We're going to have some feature out here. Some really beautiful landscape. So this house, once this is all done, it's going to come up really nice. So yeah, that house is literally about 200 meters down the street, hence why I'm walking back to the current project. It's actually really handy, so going to be getting a lot of work done simultaneously. Can have the septic tank installed, can have the water tanks delivered and installed, and really just start the whole process, have everything, keep everything moving, so that when we come to do the building component and the carpentry stuff, go from one project to the next. Anyway, that brings you back to this house, our first house, and at some point I will talk more about how we purchased the property, why I purchased in the area, how much we paid for the land, the entire process of going through getting the building approval. Yeah, we'll talk to the whole lot and answer questions that I'm sure are on everyone's mind, and yeah, just show the full process of acquiring land and doing a removable dwelling or something of the like. So it's just something about having a home, a construction made coffee. Hello, Bob G.
Hello, KG.
Yeah, that's right.
KSG.
That is right.
Hey, mate. Suji's going into town shopping this morning, so she can pick you up. So
I actually, hey Bob,
what?
you're such a legend, and I always appreciate your offers. I actually went up the road and bought some from a cafe. I bought some bean.
Okay.
And I've just been talking to my cameras about how delicious construction made coffee is.
Oh yeah. And how'd it go?
It's good. There's something about a construction made coffee. It just tastes different.
Oh yeah, mate. It's probably got a lot of sawdust in it.
Yeah, sawdust, asbestos, some old insulation falling from the ceiling.
Yeah, well, we used to drink a lot of coffee in the aviation game, mate, that had hydraulic oil in it.
Did you actually? I have just a little update on this European laundry. As you can see, this is where I'm packing it out to. So this is going to be the new wall line. That's to create the depth, so we can fit a washing machine in here, because where it originally was, which was to here, it was too narrow and it wouldn't have fitted in. So I made this space about 670. That's enough to get a washing machine at 600 depth roughly. You can get them at 560-ish, but you can get a nice big one, and just will create a bit more depth in here. Anyway, what I've decided to do, rather than bringing the wall along here and returning it back here, I've decided I'm going to run the wall all the way through, and I'll bulk out these the entrance into here, and I'll just put a nice thick jam on. I think it's going to be a better look to just have one continuous line. So you'll see it all come together. You can see this framing that's gone in, and how it's starting to create the space that we need for the European laundry. So where you can see the old timber is where the old linen cupboard was, and then now we've just created, using all the space that we have, just more room for created more room to made the space to fit the European laundry. Really, it was our only option. I'm not sure if I've already mentioned, but being in a flood zone, we were unable to put the laundry underneath the house, which is where the original laundry for this dwelling, before it was picked up and moved from the Brisbane region, that's where the laundry was underneath the house. So unfortunately couldn't do it. The architect had originally drawn it for in here. I wasn't happy with that because this is our kitchen and I want cupboards in this space, so we moved it to here, and we will solve the linen cupboard issue in terms of creating space somewhere for the linen cupboard at a later date. Okay, so here's an important aspect. I've actually just, this was a stud. See, I've cut through the nails. I've cut it out. So what I'm going to do is then put a stud hard up against here, all the way up, and then I'll fix that, what was a stud, into the new stud, and that'll become this is going to widen the opening. Then I will work out whatever door, you can get doors in 720s, 820s, 860s, 760s. I'll determine the best size door, reverse engineer it by, I know the jam size, and that's going to determine where this wall goes to. So important piece, and you'll see it come together. So this is where we're at for now. And yeah, this is basically this is what it's like to do a renovation. You have an idea of what you want, and you got to establish how it comes together as you build it, because you're working old into new, and we specialize in this as well. So we do a lot of high-end renovations. They have a set plan that they want in their head, and then as we're under construction, it always reveals itself the best way. And so you just got to keep an open mind. This is the stud I'm going to put in. You can see there's a check out there. So with a bit of luck, it might be at the same height as that, which means if that's the case, I'm going to knock the head out. I'm going to take out that jack stud, run the stud right up, and cut a new head in all the way into that groove. This is how builders used to do it. They used to do checkouts. They were definitely skilled tradesmen. Very time-consuming stuff. So with a bit of luck, I'm going to take a measurement, and it might fit in there perfectly. I haven't fixed it into place yet. That's the new stud. You can see that checkout is I actually just cut it a little bit. So I'll now knock this out, take the head off, put a new head in. Happy days. So now we've got a new head in there. I'll put just a nail. It probably won't punch all the way through, but something to at least hold it. See how hard it is, the nails. The nails don't even want to punch in. All right. Love that.